Get ready, because you're now listening to Water Cooler Talk. Covering everything sports and sports news. From the NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, the pros, the collegiate level, and everything in between. If it's about sports, then we're about it. So keep it locked to the absolute coolest podcast. Now, your hosts, Nick Frazier and Marcus Fitzpatrick.
Oh.
Let's go.
Welcome to the Water Cooler Talk, the coolest podcast in your ear in all of the land, man. We are back. We are here. I am your host, Nick Frazier, and the other voice you hear on the other end is
Marcus Fitzpatrick.
Man, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for another week. We are back. It's another Wednesday. That means if you hear my voice, it's Wednesday. Because every Wednesday, we dropping new episodes. We dropping new heat. We dropping new content every Wednesday, man. Marcus, how are you doing over there, bud?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm ready to get it on. Let's do it.
Man, I heard that, man. I heard that. That's good. That's good to hear, man. Man, how have you been? And how was your week, man? How is everything going?
Man, everything good, man. I had a birthday just passed.
And happy belated born day.
Appreciate it. And also, I would like to say rest in peace to Alex Collison of the Arkansas Razorbacks and the Baltimore Ravens.
Yes, man.
So rest in peace to him.
Rest in peace, man. I think the circumstance behind that, you said it was a motorcycle accident.
Yeah, it was a motorcycle accident.
Man, everyone, please be careful out there on them roads, man. Please be, man.
Oh,
man. So here at the Water Cooler, man, we send our thoughts and our prayers and our condolences out to Alex Collins and his family. And man, we are here and we praying for you all, man. But man, we are back for another week of being around the water cooler, man.
Yes, sir.
We are back, man. I'm not feeling that good, but because I'm around the water cooler with the family and because we get to sit down and give our perspective on sports, man, I'm going to be okay. But thank y'all so much for tuning in to the Water Cooler Talk, man. Here every Wednesday, man. We will always be here every Wednesday dropping new content, new episodes for y'all to listen to and for y'all to interact with us with, man. Of course, let's get some things out of the way first, man. Hey, go follow us on our social medias. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at The Water Cooler Talk, man. Follow us on Twitter at CoolestPod23. Again, follow us on Twitter at CoolestPod23, man. Go like, subscribe to our YouTube channel, man. Search us on YouTube at Water Cooler Talk Podcast. Again, that's Water Cooler Talk Podcast. Search us on YouTube using those words, man. And of course, you can always DM us to interact with us, but you can email us as well. Email us at wctpod@gmail.com. Again, that is wctpod@gmail.com. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a show for you today that's going to be something serious, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes,
it's gonna be
sir.
great. This is gonna be a great show, man. We're gonna talk about we're gonna kick it off. We're gonna kick it off with the NFL rookie quarterbacks in preseason week 1. And then at the end, everyone, at the end, I need y'all to be ready. I need y'all to get ready because I, Nick Frazier, am going to demolish. I am going to demolish this list that one Sir Marcus Fitzpatrick has put together in order to tell us who is the top ones that he put together. And I can't give you the top yet because it's not the fourth quarter, but when I do, trust me and believe, when you hear that list, you're going to be like, what?
Hey, man, like I said, it's opinionated, but to me, I love the opinion that I'm going to take on this.
And I'm about to destroy it. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I can hear it. I hear it. I don't know if you can, but guess what? You know what? I know you can because I hear that crowd. The crowd is roaring. They are ready. They are ready to see a game. They are ready to see some debating. And ladies and gentlemen, it's time. It's time for the first quarter. Let's go.
It's now time for the first quarter.
Oh, boy, we are here, man. Again, thank y'all so much for tuning in to the Water Cooler Talk Podcast, the coolest podcast in your ear, man. And we appreciate y'all, man. We will always show gratitude for you all, for all of you all stepping up, downloading and listening to us on a weekly basis, man. We thank y'all, man. We thank y'all for the growing community of people that's coming to be a part of the Water Cooler Talk podcast family. So thank y'all. Man, we in the first quarter right now, man. And the topic for the first quarter is, man, we're going to talk about some of these performances from some of these rookie QBs in preseason week 1, man. We had some performances.
Yes, sir.
And Marcus hit me up and he was like, man, I think we should talk about it. I was like, man, it's not a lot of data, but you want to talk about it? We're going to talk about it. So we're about to talk about it. Marcus, tell me what you think, man. What did you see? Who did you like? What did you don't like? Who did you not like? What was your impression from these guys in preseason
let the listeners miss out on this Bryce Young?
Okay.
On Bryce. First of all, let's salute Bryce Young on being one of the few quarterbacks who was not throwing an interception in the preseason. So I'll shout him out. But that O-line, that O-line of Carolina, that young man gonna be getting out the ground a lot this year.
This is not gonna be the starting O-line, but okay.
Hey man, why not put your starting O-line out there with your starting quarterback? Because he sure was getting smacked around by them Jets.
It's preseason, and it's
okay.
preseason. It's preseason. Come on, man.
Oh, okay.
It's preseason. Let's go.
Hey, one thing I will say, he does look decisive with the ball. He look real good throwing the ball. He look real good making decisions. But
he's top 10 quarterback in the league right now.
Let's stop that.
Let's stop that.
Let's stop that. He ain't gonna be off the ground long enough to see that. But shout out Aiden O'Connell for having the best QB yard passer rating of the rookies in the preseason. Stelson Bennett showed a great showing as well. CJ Stroud, second play interception. I hope he grows into that offense. Will Levis, I have to see more. I really have to see more. Anthony Richardson, I was real down on him. I was, but that young man has some promise.
I tried to tell you that.
He threw an interception as well, but he has some promise.
I tried to tell you that a long time ago.
Yeah. I was real down on that young man. He has some promise. I really want to see him grow in this offense. So I think I spoke before I gave him a chance, but I'll wait and see on that one. Nick, who you like from the preseason?
Man, let me
besides Bryce Young getting up off the ground.
Let me preface my comments by saying this, people. Let me preface this. This is not enough data for us to see how these quarterbacks are gonna be in real games. Let's now preseason is cool. Preseason is fun. But we all know preseason is a way just for the NFL to make a little extra money on top. That's how I see the NFL is a business. So if we
get that live action, man, that game speed.
Of course. And a lot of these guys that are out on the field playing will not be on the 53-man roster when the season starts. A lot of those guys will be cut. Now, if this was preseason game 3, I would be like, okay, maybe we can start looking at like, all right, we getting started, and now the season is getting ready to start in a week or two. Now I'm like, all right, okay, but this is preseason game 1. Bryce Young only played 3 series. He only played 3 series. He was 4 for 6 with 21 yards. He only played 3 series. CJ Stroud played what? 2 possessions. He had 2 possessions with the ball, and he was 2 for 4 for 13 yards. If you want to, we can look at, I think just from what I saw, Aiden O'Connell, he did his thing in Las Vegas, but Stetson Bennett, he came out on the first drive and took him on a 75-yard touchdown drive, 16 plays. He had an 11-yard touchdown pass at the end of the drive. That was pretty good. That was good because I'm pretty sure the Rams are gonna be looking for a quarterback in the next year or so, because I don't think Matthew Stafford's gonna be there long.
Nah, he preparing to back him up.
Oh yeah. Stetson Bennett, I think, is going to surprise a lot of people just like he did when he was at Georgia, man. Stetson Bennett is going to step in.
I had high hopes for him. A winner is a winner. That's how I feel about it.
That's what I look at it. And Stetson Bennett is a winner. He is a winner. He wins football games. I don't care how big he is. Stetson Bennett can win football games for you and your ball club. That's how I see it, man. He was 6 of 11 for 53 yards and a touchdown. and he came in the second quarter. You know what I'm saying? Will Levis was 9 of 14 for 85 yards, and he threw a game-ending interception. I mean, I look at it and I'm like, this is not enough information for me to actually make a prediction. But I can sit here and tell you that there, especially with the top two quarterbacks, of course, who was Bryce Young and CJ Stroud. I mean, when you get drafted that high, of course, the team that you're getting drafted to. Well, in the case of the Panthers traded up to get the number 1 pick. That was originally the Chicago Bears pick at number 1. But normally, those teams that are in the top are not really great teams. They really need people around them to make the quarterback better, because football is the ultimate team game. I mean, the quarterback can't throw the ball to himself and run for a touchdown. He can't hand the ball off to himself and he can't block for himself.
You had him going to the NFC Championship though, right?
I do. I still do. And I think and the way that division is set up, I think the Panthers have a real legitimate shot at making it to the NFC Championship game based on the way the division is set up. It's a weak division. The top 2 teams right now in the division are the Panthers and the Saints, and you can debate, you can go back and forth. And I think the Saints have a more experienced quarterback with probably the best receiver in the NFC South, and Michael Thomas. With the
Saints have a better defense too, as well.
Well, okay, we can debate that. That could be debated. That's debated. That's debatable. But with the offseason moves that the Panthers did, you can sit here and say that they caught up with them. That gap is closed. So now what you have is you have a position to where the most important position on the field is quarterback, and you have Derek Carr, who's the quarterback in New Orleans, who has more experience than Bryce Young, but Bryce Young is definitely a better quarterback than Derek Carr. You know what I'm saying? That's how I see it. So if I had to pick this season, I would say the Panthers may have the upper hand in that, and it's how I look at it. I think it's a wide open division, and I think the Panthers.
I do agree with that.
1 or 2. I think it's 1 or 2. I think the Panthers are 1 and 2, and it depends on who you talk to. The Saints could be 1, the Panthers could be 2, or the Panthers could be 1, the Saints could be 2. It really depends on who you talk to. I don't think there's no debate between Atlanta and Tampa Bay of who wins that.
Nah,
I don't think.
I like what Baker showed in preseason, but let's not go there.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, but just looking at these stats, man, from the preseason week 1, I mean, it's not enough. They didn't play enough in order for you to. I
think the listeners knew you were gonna say that about Bryce Young.
No, I said it about all of them. I mean, literally. I mean, Anthony Richards. I mean, if you want to look at it, I think he had the most. Well, no, Will Levis had the most pass attempts, and he had the most yards. But I think Anthony Richards was right behind him for 7 out. He was 7 out of 12 for 67 yards, and he had 2 carries for 7 yards. But he also had a touchdown pass dropped. As well, Anthony Richards did.
But that was a nasty one too.
Yeah, he had a touchdown pass dropped. But I mean, still though, I mean, what's the average number of throws a quarterback throws per game now in the NFL? What, 25, 23, 30? I mean, 30.
I was definitely say about probably 30.
30 is a big number. I mean, 30 is a big number. So I mean,
passing lead.
True. I mean, I'm looking at it.
It's a way different lead than it was before, because now quarterbacks are averaging pass attempts like in the 40s.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. That is very true. That is very true. I mean, and I keep saying this, man. I don't see it wasn't enough data for me to sit down and actually give a true fair assessment to either one of these guys. I mean, I like Bryce Young's. Yeah, he decisive, but you saw that at Alabama.
Decisiveness and all that O-line.
You saw that at Alabama, though. You saw he was decisive at Alabama. Like, we knew that coming into the loop. We knew that coming into
like, to me, mentally, I can see what you're saying.
Yeah, Bryce Young.
Mentally, he's there. I see that.
Bryce Young real, man. Bryce Young that deal. That's all.
Bryce
Young is for real.
As a team, as a collective, like I said, it's the situation he walk into.
He got a nice receiving core. I'll tell you that. The receiving core is nice. I think Adam Thielen is being a veteran, and DJ Chalk, and all those guys coming in. Excuse me, to somebody he can throw the ball to, and he got a nice tight end that he can throw the ball to. Is it Hayden Hurst? I think is the tight end that he can throw to. He got places to throw the ball. He got a nice little. I mean, we talked about it last week. The position of the running back. I mean, you can get a running back a dime a dozen. Even though I don't think, even though I don't,
Cook just signed with the Jets.
Exactly.
Matter of fact,
but even though even though they're not paying them what they worth, we talked about that on the last week episode. Go check that out, by the way, if you have not already downloaded. But I sit here and I look at it and I'm like, it's just not enough data for me to sit down and give a fair assessment of these guys, and say now come back in week 3. And when these guys play a full game and they're getting ready to tune it up to get ready for the season, because I'm pretty sure.
Trust me, my listeners are not gonna let you slide.
I'm pretty sure Bryce Young and CJ Stroud will play more than 2 and 3 possessions in game 3.
Oh, definitely,
because they are presumptive starting quarterbacks for those respective teams. So I mean, it's then we can look at it and be like, all right, what we got, and I'm pretty sure. Those same guys that was on the offensive line blocking for Bryce Young in game 1 will not be the same ones blocking for Bryce Young when the season starts.
Well, you don't send your starting quarterback out without the ones on the field. You know that, Nick.
Well, no. I mean, no.
So you telling me you're going to send your starting quarterback out with the second or third unit or O-lineman?
I mean, has it not happened before during preseason? I mean, you have some starting quarterbacks who don't even play the preseason.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? You have some of those guys that don't even play the preseason.
But as a rookie, I don't see you sending your rookie quarterback that you banking your franchise on out with some guys who might not make the roster, like you said.
Of course, you got a point. I can see where you coming from with that as well. But I also will sit here and tell you that you see he didn't play more than 3 possessions.
It's still a small sample size. I agree with that. But
and if you look at
I'm on your neck all year about this Bryce Young, and my fans are too.
And if you would have watched, if people watched the game, a lot of those passes were really quick passes that he was throwing.
Oh yeah, they were really. But the thing about it is, when you don't got the time, Nick, you gotta dunk it. Like that O-line wasn't giving him no time.
But that was just that. I don't see that coaching staff coming out being like, hey, let's go out and let's just show our whole playbook right now. It's a very vanilla offense they showing. It's a very vanilla based offense. So it's a timing route, a timing comeback route, or a timing slant route, or a swing route to a running back out the backfield. A lot of handoffs to the running back. I mean, they not about to throw the ball down the field with Bryce Young. I mean, no.
Yeah, that's why I say I can agree with you on your assessment. Mentally, I see what I need to see from him.
Yeah, Bryce Young, that deal.
Decision making. Quick release out the drop after he take his 3 to 5 step drop, boom, ball gone.
Yeah. My thing is this: I was not this high on Bryce Young until probably. I'm gonna be honest with you. It was probably the year he won the Heisman. Probably towards the end of that season is when I was like, "Oh, this dude different. Like this dude is legit different." And then I solidified me last year when they played Texas, and I was like, "Oh, this dude that deal." Like he's that deal because you have all these quarterbacks that
achieving Texas.
They went underachieving. Stop. Okay. Well, yeah.
Texas was supposed to be in the playoffs last year. They underachieved.
Quinn Ewers got hurt. They didn't have a starting quarterback for a prolonged period of time. So I mean,
is Archie Manning
yes, he
Archie
is.
Manning's son in Texas?
Archie Manning he's a freshman quarterback. He's one of the quarterbacks at Texas. Yes, he is. But
is he gonna start? That's why.
No, Quinn Ewers is the starter at Texas. Quinn Ewers is gonna be the starter. Quinn Ewers is great. He's a good quarterback. That's all I'm saying.
No doubt.
He's a good quarterback. That's why I think they're gonna beat Alabama in Alabama this year. I'm saying that right now. Texas will beat Alabama.
You heard my boy say it.
I do believe that.
You heard what he said. He said he believed that, and he gonna stand on that.
I do.
For all you road tight ends.
I do that. I do believe that. I believe that right now. I do believe that. That's what's gonna happen. They would have did it last year in Austin if he wouldn't have got hurt. They only won by 1 point.
Yes, sir.
But that was good. I mean, it's just not enough for me to sit here and give a real critique of those guys in preseason week 1. But yeah, Bryce Young is decisive. CJ Stroud is the one that need offensive line. When
Man,
he talking, that's the one that need it.
I
But
feel like he needs more composure.
mm,
He
I think the
need
game
like I seen the nerves in CJ Stroud. That's what I'll say.
maybe. I think
I seen the nerves, the jitters of being on that stage.
may okay. Okay. I can see that. I can see that. I can see that. I can see what you're talking about. After watching some of the game, I can see what you're talking about but you gotta realize they was in his face really fast too. When they was like,
Hey man,
they
that
was in
speed,
his
I
face
told you
all the
that
time.
game speed different.
Yeah, but they was in his face really, really fast. But it is what it is, man. That was a great first quarter, man. That was a
You
more
told him
lively
it's gonna be a
debate.
great show, Nick.
That was a more lively debate than what I thought it was gonna be. But it's great because you know what? We getting ready to head to the second quarter, everybody. So y'all strap on, get ready because we getting ready for the second quarter.
Now entering the second quarter.
All right, man. We in the second quarter again. Thank y'all so much for listening to us, man. We appreciate y'all tuning in to the Water Cooler Talk every Wednesday, man. We are in your ear, coolest podcast all day, Water Cooler Talk. All right, man. We are back in the second quarter right now, man, and we are going back to college football. We are going back to college football, man. And we had this. I think this came from one of our listeners, and he came up with he was like he wanted us to debate which school is considered to be wide receiver U. Now you know how you have all these schools talking about something. We running back you, we Q, we quarterback you, we tight end you, we DB you. Yep. But he wanted us to discuss who is wide receiver you. Marcus, who you got?
Auburn fans, please forgive me.
I already know where you going with this when you said that from the jump. Lord have mercy.
Auburn fans, please. I don't mean it. But I got to give some respect when respect is due. Honorable mention to Ohio State and LSU. But my wide receiver U team is Alabama.
Okay.
Omar Cooper, Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith, Jared Judy, Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, Cam Sims, Robert Foster, Jameis Williams, John Mechie III. Like, man. And then if you want to go further back, you got DJ Hall, Tyrone Prothro. Like, whew. Hey, man.
Everybody getting Prothrow. That's crazy.
Man, you remember. We from the area. We know how it goes.
Adjective. He was getting Prothrow.
Man, I seen a dude get Prothrow on that camp. It was the livest thing I ever seen in real.
Well, let me ask you this question. Is it more? Was it you got Prothrow before you got Moss? Which one would you say it was?
Moss was first.
Okay,
Moss was elementary school. Sandlot days when you caught one on somebody and you wanted to take it in for the situation. When folks start getting pro throw, that's when stuff started getting violent.
Man, that was a great catch. I know we getting off topic, but that was a great catch by Prothrow. And
awesome catch
because he caught it behind the dude off his back, like he caught it on his back.
Rolled it all the way into the ground, like in held possession.
That was a great catch, magical. Man. That was a great catch. But I'm sorry, we went off. But go ahead. I'm sorry. Yeah, I just had to say that. That was a great catch.
And then when you got a Heisman winner in your receiving core, like it's hard to argue with that. But like I said, I got a feeling that you finna argue it with some other stuff. So I'm gonna give you the flow and let you go ahead and argue.
Look, Alabama's a nice choice. We can see it here. We talk about Alabama. Alabama's great. Alabama's good. That's not a bad pick. It's not a bad pick from Alabama. 27 overall receivers drafted since 2000.
Yes.
27 overall receivers drafted overall, 14 since 2000. Yes, and sir. Alabama has the most first round pick, most wide receivers that have been drafted in the first round.
Yes, sir.
8. They have 8.
Yes,
no other school has more than 6. So you have a great argument there.
Yeah. I was gonna say that I was giving you the flow to make your argument and so I can hit you with those facts. But since you're gonna take my argument and just go ahead and you're gonna Eminem me and just put everything that I had to say on Front Street.
I 8 miles you, son. I did that.
You did.
I 8 miles you, son. I 8 miles you, son. So what are
You
you
did.
talking about? My best friend shot himself. What are you talking? Whatever. It is what it is. I ate Mauju, son. I did that.
You did that.
But ladies and gentlemen, I'm going LSU. I'm going them dudes at Louisiana State University,
Oh,
guys. Look,
not
let's
OBJ and
yeah,
Jarvis
exactly.
Landry and the boys.
Exactly. And
Not Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson and the boys.
Dwayne Bowe, Brandon LaFell, DJ Chalk, Terrence Morris, all them dudes.
That's a great list.
You literally have two of the guys on if it came from one school who are probably in the top 3 wide
Yeah,
receivers
right
in the
now.
NFL right now. Jamar
With
Chase
Justin
and
Jefferson, Jamar Chase.
exactly.
Yeah.
Those they're probably the top 3. And that is the main reason why I picked LSU, because when you look at this list, when you look at Alabama's list, and I wrote some of the names down, out of that list, Calvin Ridley has not hit his stride yet. But I think
Well,
this
with
year,
that
with
gambling situation, he
the
hit
year
it
off-
before the gambling situation,
was-
but with that suspension, that
he was-
suspension was a big setback.
he was on the rise up, but Atlanta didn't have a quarterback to throw him the ball. Well, they had Matt
definitely.
Ryan, but that's a different conversation. Calvin Ridley, I think he's gonna hit his stride because he got Trevor Lawrence this year. Excuse me. Devontae Smith is definitely the second option in Philadelphia.
Yeah, that's known.
All right. Jalen Waddle is definitely option number 2 in
Me
Miami.
too, but that's a great option. He's easily a number 1 option on any other team.
Okay. All right. Jameson Williams, we're going to see what he does this year.
Yeah.
Julio Jones is by far, yes, he's a Hall of Famer. He should be considered for the Hall of Fame. But he at one point in time, for a span of 5 years, was literally 1 or 2 in the NFL. He wasn't number 2. He was probably the best receiver in the NFL.
Most definitely.
That's your guy. Amari Cooper is that deal, and he's talented.
Making a resurgence here in Cleveland.
Yeah, and I think with him and Deshaun Watson in Cleveland, that's gonna be something to watch. But right now in the NFL, you have Jamar Chase, who's with Joe Burrow in Cincinnati. And then you got Justin Jefferson with Kirk Cousins in Minnesota. And you can legit, man, nobody thinking about Kirk Cousins. Ain't nobody thinking about that, man. He's great in the regular season, but in postseason, he ain't nowhere to be found. But these two dudes literally could be 1 and 2 the best receivers in the NFL right now. And you can flip-flop back and forth between both of them. Literally.
Most definitely.
And when I see that, and then not even to mention, you got the duo that came before them of Odell Beckham Jr. and Jarvis Landry. So I look at it and I'm like, all right, LSU has had 39 overall receivers selected in the NFL. And 21 picks since 2000. 21 wide receivers have been selected since 2000. They average, listen to this, they average 2,400 career yards in the NFL, which is only second to Miami. And they average 13.85 touchdowns in their career of all the receivers that come through. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think that's top 3. So, I mean, you can't go wrong either way. You can't go wrong, Alabama, LSU. Yeah. But if you ask me right now who I'm picking those dudes down there in LSU, in the Bayou, in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I've actually went past that stadium when you're going across the bridge, going in Louisiana and in Baton Rouge. Been past that stadium, you can see it, man. It's nice. It's right on the river banks there on the bayou. But yeah, man, I'm going with them guys, man. Them guys are. It is hard to go against just those 4 guys: Odell Beckham, Jarvis Landry, Jamar Chase, and
LSU was
Justin
gonna be
Jefferson.
my pick if we were talking about just strictly wide receivers and how they translated in the NFL. We talking collegiate career. I gotta go Bama because to me, at LSU, Jarvis Landry and Odell Beckham didn't showcase their talent enough because of the quarterback situation, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And we seen what Julio, Calvin Ridley, Omar Cooper did when they was at Bama. So that's the reason why I gave Bama the nod for my wide receiver U is because I'm strictly thinking on collegiate career base. But most definitely, we're going NFL career right now. Jamal Chase and Justin Jefferson, top three, and probably not three. And that was the reason
I
why
hear
I
you
was
on
leaning
that.
more towards LSU.
Nah, I hear you on
And
that. I feel you on that. I feel you on that. I feel you
yeah,
on that.
and Ohio State ain't too shabby with Michael Thomas, Paris Campbell, Terry,
Ted Ginn
McLaren.
Jr.
Like,
Ted
yeah,
Ginn Jr.
like Ohio
Yeah,
State got a nice pool. Shout out Ohio State in this list.
I mean, they alright. They alright. Yo, it is what it is, man. So yeah, man, that's where we ended up on the wide receiver. Marcus went to Alabama. I'm going LSU. Now, we did not mention probably USC. We could have mentioned USC, in there, but that's kind of, I don't want to call them, you know, the older version, because you had a lot of good receivers that came out of USC, especially the number one overall pick in Keyshawn Johnson that came out of USC. I think Dwayne Jarrett, didn't he go to USC at one point in time? Juju Smith, sure. Yeah, Juju. He came out of USC. But I mean, we had those other two schools on there too. But I went LSU, Marcus went Alabama, everybody. So hey, that's where we stand on that. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the second quarter, man. You know what happens after the second quarter, man. You know what happens after that. It's time to get the bands cranked up, baby. It's time to get the bands cranked up, get the fans ready because they want to see a show on the field, baby. It's half time.
You don't out your seats. It's halftime.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you so much. We are now in halftime, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, this episode is brought to you by Hollywood Media.
Hollywood.
If you want to feel like a star, come to Hollywood.
Hollywood.
For your photography and videography needs. Holly with an EY. That's Holly with an EY. Follow on TikTok, IG, and YouTube at Hollywood_media and Facebook at Hollywood Media. That's Hollywood Media with 2 A's. Man, thank y'all so much to our sponsor, man. Hollywood Media, man. If y'all want to get
snapped
some
up by my boy, man.
get
Let
your
him,
videography.
Let him get you right.
Let him get you right. Let him get you right, man.
Graduation pictures, wedding pictures, whatever you need, he will take care of you.
Yes, he will. He does a great job too, everybody. Go, man. Hey, go look
Subscribe
at
his YouTube.
Yeah, go subscribe to his YouTube. Go look at some of his work, man. He got some good work going on, man. He got some good work, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to that YouTube, Hollywood_media, man. Hollywood_media, man. Oh, bruh, man, thank y'all so much for listening to the Water Cooler Talk, man. Again,
Yes, sir.
go follow us on our social medias at The Water Cooler Talk on Instagram and TikTok. Follow us on Twitter at CoolestPod23. Again, follow us on Twitter at CoolestPod23. Go follow, like, and subscribe our YouTube channel, man. We trying to grow our YouTube channel, man, because we need your help. We need your help. Follow us on YouTube. Search us on YouTube at Water Cooler Talk Podcast. Again, that's Water Cooler Talk Podcast, man. We are trying to do this full time. So help us out, everyone. If you're listening to this, go like and subscribe to our YouTube page, because if you're listening to us, if you're listening to this now on the audio form, you can go on YouTube and watch it in the audio format as well too on YouTube. So yeah, man, it's always on YouTube, man. So we thank y'all, man. Hey, and if you want to interact with us, man, email us at wctpod@gmail.com. Again, that's wctpod@gmail.com, man. Hey, so while the teams are in the locker room right now, man, a couple of things happened this week that we're gonna touch on here in the halftime segment, man. The AP Top 25 poll came out for the NCAA, man. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. So let's take a look at it. Georgia 1, Michigan 2, Ohio State 3, Alabama 4. LSU 5, USC 6, Penn State 7, Florida State 8, Clemson 9, Washington 10. Wow. What do you think about that, man?
Washington at 10.
Oh, man.
And what the Pac-12 get done too. We seen what's going on in the Pac-12 right now.
Yeah, we're gonna
Washington shouldn't be at 10. Probably I put them and they should be at least, because you got Utah at 14. Or man, Washington should be at least probably 20.
I think Oregon should be before Washington. Because
You know what I'm saying? You
I
got
got Oregon
Oklahoma
winning the
at
Pac-12
20.
this year.
You got Oklahoma at 20. You got Utah. You got at 14. You got Oregon at 15. You got TCU at 17. You got a Wisconsin team at 19.
Yeah.
And Ole Miss and Texas A&M at 22 and 23.
Yeah.
And you got Washington at 10.
Hey, I mean,
That's a lot of lot of praise. That's all I'm saying.
they received 977 votes.
That's
So
a lot of praise for a team
and
that's gonna get blew out when they play a good team.
I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's going on with this Pac-12 love because a lot of these guys will. And we're gonna hit on this in a little bit, but I'm just saying I don't understand it. You know, I really don't get it, like and things of that nature. But it is what it is. But I look at it like this, man. These polls mean anything, but they don't mean anything right now because we in the CFP. So hey, it is what it is.
Yep.
You know, people voted what they wanted to vote at. But another thing that happened in sports this week that kind of shocked everybody. We talked about this guy, I think a couple of shows back. James Harden.
2 shows ago.
James Harden went out and basically called his GM a liar.
He a liar, man, and I don't want to be with the organization no more. Darren Moore, a liar, man.
It sounds very personal to me. That's what it is.
Oh man, and from what I heard, like a few hours ago, I heard Joel Embiid is unfollowing all Philadelphia 76ers social media accounts.
Joel Embiid is?
Yes, so stay tuned.
Is that breaking news?
That was breaking news.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know what's going on in Philly, but I smell a rebuild.
My thing is this. This is how I feel about that whole situation. You were like, and I prefaced this back on the show when we talked about James Harden. I said you went to Daryl Morey was the GM in Houston when James Harden came to Houston. All right,
everything he wanted.
Everything. He gave you Dwight Howard, Chris Paul, Russell Westbrook. Anything that James Harden wanted in Houston, Daryl Morey bent over backwards and gave it for him. He basically gave it to him while he was in Houston. Then, next thing you know, Daryl Morey leaves and he goes to the Sixers. And then you start hearing rumblings that now James Harden wants out of Houston because he wants to go to the Sixers. But Houston was like, nah, man, we ain't doing that. We trade you to Brooklyn. And you only spend a season and some change in Brooklyn and you end up in Philadelphia. With your boy Daryl Morey, the one that gives you everything. It's your best friend. That's what it seemed like.
And now he a liar.
And he don't give you what?
Sound like a baby to me.
What?
I agree 100% on that with it. I can't. When I see the video, I was like, bro, like, come on, bro.
When I saw it, I said I had to listen to it again because I was like, it got to be another Daryl Morey he talking about because the history between him and Daryl Morey, I'm like, bruh, come on, bruh.
He called that man a liar because he didn't trade him, bro.
Look,
they can't get a deal for you, obviously.
Look, and see, I'm pro player. I am always pro player. Players need to get everything they need to get. But when you do stuff like this, this is what's more than likely going to make it harder. And, well, I think the new CBA just came out. It did. And now that I'm thinking about it, I think that he will now get, if he misses any activities, he will be fined like almost $390,000.
Yeah, they said majority of his salary will be gone if he try to hold out.
Goodness gracious. And the messed up part about it is if you look at the next year salary schedule for the Philadelphia 76ers, Harden opted in. All he had to do was just play his role this year. He probably would have got a nice little. He probably would have got some money next year.
Everything he doing from this point on is trying to destroy that locker room so he can get moved, so he don't have to sit out.
That's exactly what it is. He gonna do everything in his power to put the pressure on Daryl Morey to make the team, because like you are right. Because if you put pressure on the team, and now that you saying that as of a couple of hours ago that Joel Embiid hasn't followed the Sixers, that's your superstar player right there.
Yeah.
And if you made him unhappy, now you got okay, all right, James Harden. I see what you're trying to do, but that's bad business, bro. That's bad business in my personal opinion. But hey, guys, I see the teams coming out the locker room. I think the teams are ready, man. I think they ready to go. I hear the crowd roaring. The crowd is getting hype again. If you hear that, that means the crowd is ready to go because now it is time for the third quarter.
We've now entered the third quarter.
Oh man, we are back, everybody. Thank y'all so much, man. That was a great halftime show, man. We thank y'all again for listening to the Water Cooler Talk, man. Rocking with us every Wednesday, man. The coolest podcast. We are in your ear every Wednesday. Content is coming on our YouTube channel, so please like and subscribe to that. Search us Water Cooler Talk Podcast on YouTube. Again, thank y'all so much. All right, man, we in the third quarter, man, and we just gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it, man. What is going on in college football, man, with this realignment, bro? What is happening? I mean, bro, what are your thoughts on this? Because this is weird.
My thoughts on this is it's a lot of money out here in college football to be made. In Pac-12, apparently y'all ain't trying to get none.
Nah, Pac-12 said nah.
These schools are going to other places where they can get TV deals, media deals, and they can thrive in other conferences. So Pac-12, I don't know what y'all done did, but y'all gonna be down to like 4 teams in about 2024.
They already at 4 teams.
I think Cal, Oregon State, Stanford, and Washington State gonna be the only teams by 2024. So like,
Jesus Christ, man, I feel so bad for the Pac-12, man. I mean,
I really don't, because if you're not giving, and they just signed a TV deal with ESPN, and then this is before everybody. I mean, this is right after everybody left. So
who's on the TV deal with ESPN?
Pac-12.
They did.
They're gonna get more of their games televised this year.
I missed that one. I need to go look at that, man. But I'm gonna tell you this, man. Who was the commissioner of Pac-12? Klitnikoff, however you say his name, something like that. Man, look. In a matter of a week, the Pac-12 went from 12 teams to 4.
Easy like though,
bro. So it started out with Colorado. Well, no, actually it started off with USC and UCLA. Like they were already slated to leave the Pac-12 and go to the Big Ten. And then you heard the rumblings talking about, oh, Colorado's leaving, going to the Big 12, which is actually a more natural fit for Colorado than anything, if you ask me. Then after that, you had Arizona leave. And they are slated to go. They slated to go to the Big 12, and now Oregon and Washington is now in the Big 10. And then what is it? Utah, Arizona State, and Arizona all ended up going to the Big 12. Man, look, I'm gonna say this, man. Ladies and gentlemen, this is all a money play. That's what this is.
Yep.
This is all a money play. College athletic departments are trying to get to the conference that can give them the most money to compete in this new NIL frontier, ladies and gentlemen. That's all this is.
That's all.
That's it. And it's not even the fact that the college athletic departments are the ones that's paying players. It's these NIL collectives. But in order to attract these guys, you got to be able to build facilities. You got to be able to have exposure. You got to be on TV every week. You got to have a media deal that allows you to have exposure to help your conference with recruiting. But I ask this question, man. I ask you this question. Where do you see this going in the future of college football?
Me, myself, personally, I see it being a Power 3 dynamic in the future.
Power 3.
Basically, Power 3 conferences meaning ACC, SEC, and Big Ten.
Really?
Yep.
A lot of teams ain't happy in the ACC. You know, Florida State apparently is trying to get out of this grant rights deal they have with the ACC, because you know the ACC signed a deal with ESPN that goes until 2036. It's like another 13 years. Oh my God!
And I think the ACC just blocked 2 teams from, I think, Cal, Berkeley, and
Cal and Stanford.
Yeah, Stanford for trying to come, because the ACC looks at it like this. The ACC thinks about it from the player standpoint, and I heard interviews of them talking about the traveling and missing classes from a student standpoint, and the turnaround rate, and being in two different time zones, how that would affect the players. Just ACC is trying to make it benefit the players. If it's not going to benefit the players, they say they don't want to do it. That's from what the interviews that I've been seeing from the ACC has been saying.
It doesn't make sense. Like, and if you look at this, the SEC looks like the smartest. They
Stable.
look like the stable and the most competent conference out of all of them. Because what the SEC has done is the SEC has taken a geographical footprint on everything, and everything makes sense for all the schools that are in the SEC. You have Texas, Oklahoma. Okay, that's cool. Texas A&M, Missouri, but they're probably the most furthest teams out. But Auburn, Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, Vanderbilt, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, all of them are right in the same area geographically, man. All of them right. All of them are right there.
Yep.
They look like the most competent conference out of all the ones that are expanding per se. Unlike the Big Ten, who the Big Ten now has Oregon and Washington all the way on the West Coast, but majority of your
Big
teams
Ten don't care.
they just trying to get
Like
teams.
we just want the money back.
They just trying to get teams. That's it. And it's weird. This is a weird stage in college football. I even heard one person saying that they should have the National College Football League to where it should be what I think they said. I might be wrong. I might be wrong on the number of teams, but I'm pretty sure it was somewhere like 50 teams each year in the National College Football League. And then each year you can basically move teams in and out of the league and just have those teams compete for the college football playoff. And I'm like, huh? What are you talking about? That doesn't make sense. But what I also want to know is how do you think this affects the group of 5 schools, like the South Alabamas of the world, the UABs, the Georgia States, those type of schools. How does that
From what I've
affect
been
these teams?
seeing, like those smaller schools is kind of opening up the door for them to move to bigger conferences. Like I think some schools moved to the Sun Belt. Some Conference USA teams some Conference USA got new teams. So for the smaller teams, it's kind of a nice. For the smaller schools, this kind of a nice little situation to be in right now.
I mean, yeah, I can see that too, man. But I also think it kind of shuts them out too from like big time college football because it's going towards the money play of all things. And can these smaller schools keep up with a lot of those bigger, I guess you would call more well established, endowed schools, and things of that nature? It's to me, it seems as if they are really trying to separate the haves and the have-nots, or the have-less in college football, is what it looks like to me per se.
But if you're a FCS school that's becoming an FBS school, you ain't really tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like you like this more money than what we've been getting. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe.
So
You got a point, but you always got to look at it too, because like there are some schools that are in like the Sun Belt Conference that I think can compete in a Big 12.
oh yeah, your alma mater is one of them.
Yeah,
To me,
South Alabama. South can compete.
Alabama is a great competition
compete,
for a
bruh.
big.
South can compete. I believe that. I think South can compete in like a Big 12 type standing. Just built the on campus
Matter of
stadium.
fact, I think people might be crazy when I say this. Look at me crazy when I say this, but I think South Alabama will win the Pac-12 if they was in the Pac-12.
This Pac-12 they would. I think they would. I agree with you. South Alabama Jaguars right now, man, we standing up. Hey, man, we will win. We could win, bro. Like, we are good, bro. South is a great team.
They good.
And the one thing I will be doing on this show is everybody knows I'm an Auburn fan. I grew up in Tuskegee, man, 15 minutes away from Auburn campus. And I will always support War Eagle. But I graduated from South Alabama. And that's where I got my degree from. So, man, South Alabama all day, man. I love South, man. Just got a new on-campus stadium there, man. Indoor practice facility looks good. Look, South can compete. Talking compete. I'm gonna tell you another school that could
Definitely
compete.
agree.
Tell you another school that could probably compete on that level. UAB. UAB could probably compete. Probably. Not saying they will, but I'm saying they probably could. Who's the head coach of UAB? Trent Dilford.
Was Georgia State?
Georgia State is another one. Yeah.
Georgia State a good team.
Georgia State can compete too, man. I mean, it's a lot of some that will come.
Appalachian State would be
Appalachian State is probably the next team up that actually could probably go to a.
Appalachian State would be.
They could probably go to a bigger conference and actually compete in a conference because they have won some games to where you'd be like, what? I think every year for the past 3 years they have upset somebody.
Yeah, I want to see them in the Big 12.
I wouldn't mind seeing them in the Big 12.
I want to see them in the rivalry. I want a Michigan and Appalachian State rivalry.
I wouldn't mind seeing them in the Big 12. It wouldn't. Well, West Virginia's in the Big 12, so it wouldn't. I mean, just geographically, it doesn't make sense, but it is.
Yeah.
Is.
Well, sure, a lot of conference realignments right now geographically don't make sense.
They really don't, but hey, we here for it because we always gonna watch them, man. Man, this college football conference realignment, it's just getting started, people. And trust me, I'm pretty sure this is gonna affect the college football playoff system, 12-team playoff. I'm pretty sure a lot of other conferences are going to end up probably not conceding but combining, and I wouldn't be surprised that in the next couple of years you have 2 super conferences. That's what I'm thinking. You'll probably have 2 super conferences, and those will be the conferences that most of your big Power 5 schools will be in, and they will probably dominate. Oh boy, that was a good quarter, man. Marcus, what do you think, man? How you feel? What do you got? What do you feel?
Oh man, I feel good, man. We throwing them foes up over here.
Yes, sir. Because when we throw them foes up, you know what time it is. It's time for the fourth quarter. Because guess what? We ready. We ready. We ready for y'all.
We have now arrived at the fourth quarter.
Boy. Did I not tell y'all at the beginning of the show to wait until the end of the show? Because look, I'm about to demolish this, man. I'm about to demolish this. Everybody. I'm about to demolish this. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank y'all again for listening, man. But the topic for the fourth quarter, your top 5 QBs in the NFL since 2000, since the turn of the millennium, since the 21st century began. Who are your top 5 QBs? Marcus, go ahead.
Top 5 QBs since 2000, in my opinion. First, I would be stupid if I don't give the first spot to Tom Brady. 7-time Super Bowl champion, 5-time Super Bowl MVP, 3-time MVP of the regular season. Great quarterback. He just don't, to me, the biggest knock on him, he didn't know when to hang it up. He still, he'd rather lose his marriage than lose a season.
Wow. Okay.
So, that's my knock with him.
Okay.
Number 2, I have nobody else but the best regular season quarterback of all time, Peyton Manning. 5-time MVP, 2-time Super Bowl champion, 14-time Pro Bowler. Gotta shout out my boy Pate.
Okay.
So number 3, I have Patty Mahomes, young man, 2 Super Bowls in the last 5 years. The plays that young man makes, like when I speak on Patrick Mahomes, I can't even talk about how great that young man is.
I hear you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, before he keeps going, all I'm gonna say is right here, ladies and gentlemen, please forgive this man for what he's about to say. But go ahead.
Number 4, I have 4-time MVP Aaron Rodgers. Last week I said he was overrated.
You definitely said that.
And I still believe he's overrated.
Goodness.
Doesn't mean when I say he's overrated, that doesn't mean that I don't think he's a good quarterback. I think he's a great quarterback. I just think he's a little overrated for the expectations and where we put him at.
Jesus Christ.
In 5.
Lord Jesus, here it come, everybody. Here it come.
In 5. Yes. I understand Drew Brees' stats.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
But go ahead.
I know Drew Brees was a Super Bowl champion, 2-time Offensive Player of the Year, 13-time Pro Bowler, 7-time passing leader. But this guy here, the reason why he's at my number 5
Lord have
because
mercy.
he's a champion.
Jesus Christ.
Not one-time champion, but 2-time champion.
Mm.
3 appearances. I'm going with number 5. My guy, Big Ben Roethlisberger. You can have the stats.
Lord
I
have
want
mercy.
the wins, baby.
Lord have mercy. Jesus Christ.
You can have the stats, Drew Brees. We want the wins, baby. You got replaced by Phillip Rivers. So, Nick, you can have the flow.
Ladies
so we
and
can
gentlemen.
start off this debate.
Ladies and gentlemen, when we had this debate, I clearly asked Marcus. I said, "Hey, Marcus, how are you ranking these guys?" I said, "Are you ranking these guys off talent or are you ranking them off accomplishments?" He said, "Accomplishments, baby. That's what wins." I said, "What?" I said, "Okay, all right, fine." I said, "Okay, cool." I don't understand. Let me go with my top 5, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, I got number 1, Tom Brady.
Terrific, Tom.
Tom Brady's number 1, ladies and gentlemen. 89,000 yards in his career. Career 64% completion. 649 touchdown passes. He ranks first all-time in passing yards, first all-time in passing touchdowns. And he's first all-time in postseason yards. 15-time Pro Bowler. 3-time first-team All-Pro. 3-time league MVP. 7 Super Bowls. Tom Brady is the guy. Ladies and gentlemen, number 2.
Uh-oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 2 is a young man by the name of Drew Brees. You say he got replaced.
Oh, no, Peyton?
You say
Peyton
he got
not two?
replaced. Yeah, Drew Brees was more clutch. You say Drew Brees.
Whoa, more clutch?
Yes, he was. You say Drew Brees got replaced by Phillip Rivers. That's what you say.
Yeah, that's
I
facts.
will sit here and tell you this. Drew Brees got injured. And I'll say this. Nick Saban would not be at the University of Alabama right now if he had his way in Miami and got Drew Brees as his quarterback when he wanted him.
Oh, now, when you say stuff like that, I like that. I like that point. But Drew Brees over Peyton Manning, though, Nick?
Yeah, more clutch.
Bro, 5-time MVP, 4-time Super Bowl appearances, 2-time Super Bowl champ, 1-time Super Bowl. How is he more clutch when
he's more
Drew
clutch.
Brees has went to numerous of NFC championships and not got there?
Well,
So tell me what's up with the clutch gene?
Well, I'll tell you this.
Okay.
Tell you this.
You got him at
Drew
2?
Brees. I do. Drew Brees.
Oh my.
80,000 yards passing in his career.
Oh yes.
Career 67.7% completion rating. 571 touchdowns.
Yeah.
1 Super Bowl MVP.
Almost broke the single season passing record.
He did break the season. He did break the single season passing record. But Peyton Manning
Peyton Manning broke it again.
Peyton Manning came behind him and beat him by 1 yard.
Okay, I thought so. No, I'm saying.
But
thought so.
I will say this though. He's a 13-time Pro Bowler. But on that list in the top 10, you know how many times Drew Brees is in the top 10 on the single season all-time passing yards list?
Dang, that every year he been in the league.
He's on that 4 times.
Wow.
He's number 2. He's number 2. He's number 6. He's number 7. And he's number 8 in the single season passing yard list.
Oh, you said single season. Okay, now I hit a question.
He's number 2 in touchdown passes thrown, and he's number 2 on the passing list. Drew Brees is clutch. And if it was not for that bogus call in the 2019 NFC Championship game against the Rams, Drew Brees would have 2 Super Bowls and 2 Super Bowl MVPs on his record.
So what about the Stephon Diggs catch in New Orleans?
What are you talking about, Stephon Diggs catch? Oh, I know what you're talking about. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that right now. I'm talking about that bogus non-pass interference call that the Rams should have gotten in that NFC Championship game in 2019.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, Drew Brees is number 2. Number 3, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
Peyton Manning. 71,000. Over 71,000 career passing yards. 65% completion rating. 539 TDs. 2 Super Bowls. 1 Super Bowl MVP. Arguably, you can say that second Super Bowl was won by the defense, but I digress.
Von Miller. I won't argue that. Von Miller won that off the back of his back, in the sweat, in the back.
Third all-time passing yards, third all-time touchdowns. Five-time league MVP as well. Forgot to mention that. Yeah. The reason why this young man is not higher on my list is because he still has more to do, but eventually, by the time he hangs those cleats up, he will probably be number one on my list. And right now, at number 4, I have Patrick Mahomes.
Okay.
Patrick Mahomes still has a long way to go, people. But in his short career, 2 Super Bowls, 2 Super Bowl MVPs, 2 league MVPs, 2-time first-team All-Pro, 5-time Pro Bowler. Patrick Mahomes, ladies and gentlemen. It's number 4 on my list. And number 5, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go with probably the most talented quarterback we've ever seen play the game of football. Not saying he's the greatest, but I'm just saying he's the most talent at the position of throwing the football. That young man is not Ben Roethlisberger, ladies and gentlemen. That man is Aaron Rodgers. 59,000 yards passing for his career, and he still has more to throw because he's not done. He's with the Jets now. 65% career completion rating as of today. 475 touchdowns, 1 Super Bowl MVP, 4-time league MVP. Yep. As of right now, he's 9th on the passing list, 5th on the touchdown list, 10-time Pro Bowler, 4-time first-team All-Pro. I don't understand how this man, Marcus Fitzpatrick, my co-host, put one Ben Roethlisberger over Drew Brees. Ladies and gentlemen, let's look at Ben's.
No.
Let us look at Ben Roethlisberger's resume right now.
Bro, no. The biggest indictment right now is you putting Drew Brees at number 2 over Peyton Manning, and then you had the nerve to put Aaron Rodgers at 5 when you can argue their resume is similar, and Aaron Rodgers get the nod with 4 MVPs.
No.
Wow. You gonna stand by Drew Brees at 2?
Yes.
And you talking about me having Big Ben at
Drew
5?
Drew Brees is top 3. Is top 3, and he's not 3. He's number 2 on the 2 most important things that a quarterback does.
Man,
he throws the ball and he throws touchdowns. Passing yards and touchdowns. He's number 1, he's number 2, and number 2 respectively on both lists.
Man, let's stop.
Aaron Rodgers right now is 5th in touchdown passes and 9th on the passing yard list.
And Drew Brees even have a league MVP?
And he is not going to catch. He is not going to catch Drew Brees. Aaron Rodgers is not going to catch Drew Brees.
Do Drew Brees even has a league MVP?
Does that matter? How many league MVP? How many quarterbacks have been league MVPs and that are not on this list right now? How many quarterbacks have been league MVPs and you was at their top 5?
How many top 5 in the 21st century? Everybody on this list has an MVP.
Except Drew Brees. He has a Super Bowl MVP.
Except Drew Brees.
He has a Super Bowl MVP. He doesn't have league MVP. He has Super Bowl MVP. He has a Super Bowl MVP.
Okay.
Okay, you pick Ben Roethlisberger. Ben Roethlisberger didn't have no league MVP. Ben Roethlisberger didn't have no Super Bowl MVP. So how you gonna pick Ben over Drew Brees?
Over Drew Brees?
Yeah, how?
Easy.
How?
Like I said, winning. Your guy has 1. My guy has 2. And my guy been there 3 times.
Your guy has 64,000 passing yards for his career. 5th all time on the list. He has 64% completion rating. He has 418 touchdowns. Okay. That puts him 8th all time on the touchdown list.
Who also has the most 500-yard passing game?
That doesn't mean anything. But in the top 10, in the top 10 of single season passing yards, Drew Brees has 4 of those records before Ben Roethlisberger even shows up. If I'm not mistaken, Ben Roethlisberger is 9th on that list in single season passing yards. Stop. Drew Brees has a better resume. He has a better resume than Ben Roethlisberger.
I ain't even knocking that you put Drew Brees over Big Ben, because like I said, that's opinionated. But you to put Drew Brees over Peyton Manning, that's crazy.
That is not crazy.
That's crazy.
That is not crazy.
That's downright
That is not crazy.
crazy.
No, it's not crazy.
That's downright crazy, Nick.
Stop.
Nick, that's
Go
crazy.
look at the careers. Go look at the careers and go compare the careers.
MVP. You put
Drew
him on a
Brees,
5-time league MVP.
Drew
a 2-time
Brees
Super Bowl champion.
on the all-time passing list and on the all-time touchdown list is above Peyton Manning in both of those most important stats for a quarterback. Is a Super Bowl MVP or a league MVP important for a quarterback?
Guess what? Peyton Manning has both.
A wide receiver can win a league MVP. A defensive back can win league MVP. A middle linebacker can win league MVP. But when you look at a quarterback, you measure a quarterback by passing yards and passing touchdowns. And right now, at this time, Drew Brees is number 2 ahead of Peyton Manning in both of those categories. Tell me something different. Look at the numbers. 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 Stop. You cannot doubt those numbers right there. Drew Brees had a better resume. You can say you can say Peyton Manning. Resume. You can say Peyton Manning had the 5 league MVPs. That's fine. Resume. That's fine. That's fine. You can say that.
Better resume.
But at the end of their career,
fit in the regular season. Better resume.
At the end of their career, who was ahead of who on the passing touchdown list and on the all-time passing list? Who? Who? Lord. Look at the list. Look at the list right now. Thank you.
Bro, I know numbers.
I rest my case. I rest my case. Thank you very much. I rest my case.
Drew Brees over Peyton Manning is crazy.
Yes, Drew Brees is number 2 over Peyton Manning. Yes. Argue with your mama, everybody. Argue with your mama, everybody.
Crazy.
Right now, Drew Brees is number 2 behind Tom Brady.
That's why the listeners love you, Nick, because you do stuff like this.
Stuff like what? I'll back up what I say. I back up what I say. I back up what I say with numbers. Go look at the numbers. Go look at the numbers. On the 2 most important things, on the 2 most important things for a quarterback, Drew Brees beats Peyton Manning at both of them. He beats Peyton Manning at both of them.
You said accolades. So accolades.
I didn't say. I never said accolades. I never said. You was the one that said accolades. You was the one because I asked you. I asked you. I completely asked you. I said, hey, Marcus, how you doing this list?
And then you
said accomplishment, baby. That's because that's what I'm talking about. They win. I said, all right, cool, whatever it is. The 2 most important accomplishments for a quarterback: passing the ball, passing yards, and passing touchdowns. Drew Brees beats Peyton Manning at both of them. Sorry. Thank you. I rest my case. I rest my case. Everybody, I put Drew Brees at 2. You need to be arguing with Marcus for not putting Drew Brees on his list and putting Ben Roethlisberger at 5.
Like I said,
that's what you need to be
mine is
doing.
Opinionated. I'm going with the winner.
Look,
I want a quarterback who win me Super Bowls.
But he the one talking about we looking at accolades, though, and we looking at stats, and we looking at stuff. We looking at resumes.
Ben
Roethlisberger did not. You can sit here.
When we get down to the nitty gritty, he gonna flake out and throw an interception to lose me the game.
You can sit here and argue. You can sit here and argue that Ben Roethlisberger. You know what? I ain't even gotta argue because if Ben Roethlisberger won them 2 Super Bowls for the Steelers, why is he not the Super Bowl MVP? Why is somebody on the defense Super Bowl MVP in both of those Super Bowls?
You said defense.
Santonio
Holmes was MVP.
Okay, Santonio Holmes, you right. My bad. He did catch it. He did catch it on the sideline. My bad. He did catch it on the sideline. Get both toes in. You right. But why is he not the Super Bowl MVP if he was that good? And I'm not saying if he was that great, why is he not Super Bowl MVP? You just said it, right? He got 2 Super Bowls. A lot of people have won Super Bowls. A lot of people have won them.
Multiple?
A lot of people have won Super Bowls.
Multiple?
Yes.
Multiple?
A lot of people have won Super Bowls.
Multiple? As starting quarterbacks?
A lot of people have won Super Bowls.
Give me a multiple.
Was he the reason why they won the Super Bowl?
That's not.
Was he the reason why? Was he the reason why they won the Super Bowl?
Let's stop it, Nick.
Answer the question.
I'm still stuck on you putting Drew Brees
Answer the
over
question.
Patrick.
No.
over
I'm
Peyton
stuck on
Manning.
you. I'm stuck on you putting Ben Roethlisberger on the list and not Drew Brees. That's what people need to be looking at.
Because of why? Look at Drew Brees' playoff stats. Then we'll have a conversation.
Drew Brees is not. Drew Brees is 99 in the postseason, sir. He's 99 in the postseason. He's 99 in the postseason.
Okay, that's
he's 99.
50% win rating.
He's 99.
What Ben Roethlisberger is.
Ben Roethlisberger.
Ask me what he is in the postseason.
Ben Roethlisberger is 13-10. I will give you that. He's 13-10 in the postseason. He's 13-10 in the postseason. That's because he played more games. That's because he played more games. 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 He played more games.
I don't care because he was there more times.
You know what? I'm interested to see how many times Ben Roethlisberger got out of the divisional round. That's what I want to see. How many of those times was in the AFC Championship game? Huh? How many of those times in the AFC Championship game? How many of those times was just in the divisional round or the wild card?
Super Bowls.
How many of those times was it? So that means he went to the NFC Championship game. He went to the NFC Championship game at least 3 times. He went to the NFC Championship game at least 3 times.
He lost them. He won one and lost the rest of them.
Stop.
Oh, okay.
Stop.
Clutch
Stop.
where?
Stop.
Clutch where?
Stop.
He has a
Stop.
losing record in the NFC
Stop.
Championship. Clutch
Stop.
where? Oh, okay.
You're moving.
Okay.
You're moving. And I'm going back to what I originally said. The most important stat for a quarterback at the end of their year, of course, is winning. But guess what? It's passing yards. It's passing yards and touchdowns.
The most important
passing yards and touchdowns.
And a quarterback is
the most
winning.
important stats is passing yards and touchdown. And Drew Brees is number 2 on both of those lists.
Okay.
He's number 2 on both of those lists. Drew Brees is number 2 on both of those lists. Number 2.
Yes,
Number 2.
Okay.
Number 2. Number 2 on both of those lists. Ladies and gentlemen, I told you this debate was going to be something serious, ladies and gentlemen. I told you it was going to be something serious.
Oh, okay.
You know what? I'm mad. I'm mad now. Go to the post game.
It's time to shut it down in the post game.
Drew Brees is number 2 in passing touchdowns and passing yards all time. I'm going to keep saying it. How you put Ben Roethlisberger over Drew Brees? Answer that question.
Sponsorships.
Answer that question. Ladies and gentlemen, you right. My bad. I forgot all about that.
He wasn't feeling good.
I forgot all about that. You know what? My head. You know what? I'm not feeling well, and you done got me hype. You done got me hype.
Some tea, Lord.
You done got me hype.
He been having headaches.
My head hurting even more now. That I think my blood pressure went up a little bit more. Lord have mercy, Jesus Christ, man. Jesus. This episode is brought to you by Hollywood Media.
Hollywood.
If you want to feel like a star, come to Hollywood for your photography and videography needs. That's Holly with the EY. Oh man, Jesus Christ. Follow on TikTok, IG, and YouTube at Hollywood_media. And on Facebook at Hollywood Media. That's with 2 A's. Hollywood Media.
Hollywood.
Man, look, that was a great debate.
Man, this is a great show.
It's a great show, ladies and
This is a
gentlemen.
great show right here, Coach.
It's a great show, ladies and gentlemen.
Great show, Nick. Hey, great points, Nick. Hey.
My head hurts.
I love it.
I feel sick. I feel sick right now.
Hey, hey, you made, you was Jordan.
Jesus
you had to get, this flu game.
Lord
Get us out of here.
God, dog. Well,
Close us out, baby. We only got a few more to go.
Ladies
Y'all,
and
let's
gentlemen.
get Nick up out of here. Let's close us out.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to give out that award that everybody loves, but the person that gets it hates. The Waterboy Award.
Give it up for the Waterboy Award.
Gatorade.
H2O. Water sucks. It really, really sucks.
Oh boy, it's time to give out that award. Marcus, who you giving the Waterboy Award to this week, sir?
All right. The Waterboy Award this week is going to a collective of people.
Okay.
The collective of the blind side. I'm pretty sure if you've been reading, you've been following on with Michael Orr's lawsuit against the Tui family, dealing with the financial gain behind the movie The Blind Side. So I'm giving everybody the Waterboy Award because I'm confused.
I'm a little confused too.
I'm solely confused. This is one of the best movies that I have seen sports wise in my lifetime. I ain't gonna say the best. I said one of the best because I know somebody will be like, Blindside the best. No, I said one of the best. One of the best movies that I have seen. Sandra Bullock did her thing. But me, myself personally, I'm so confused. One reason why I'm confused is why you waited so late to do it. And two, if so, why didn't they give you something in the beginning? Like, and three, brother, anybody who comes to me and tries to adopt me at the age of 17, 18, and I'm 6'5", 300 and some pounds, I know it's something in there for them.
Oh my God.
You built up, not if that's the case though,
Allegedly.
Michael.
Allegedly.
And this is no knock against you because I want you to get whatever coming to you. But if you're gonna sue them, you gonna have to sue Hugh Freeze too.
Allegedly.
Because he built his whole career off of being around you. You know what I'm saying? Well, not off of being around you, but he got a great start of his career by following you to Ole Miss. He got his shot. He did what he did. So, you know, but me, myself, personally, I'm just confused on why now. And if so, Tui's, why didn't y'all take care of that man properly?
Allegedly.
So that's who I'm giving my Water Boy award to. And that's how we're going to do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is all alleged. We don't know. So we allegedly, allegedly this is all.
We just going off the medias.
Just going off of what he saw. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna give that cool sip of water to those guys. Oh man. Woo, boy. Oh, man. Allegedly, that's what's going on with those guys over in the blind side. So yeah, we hope that everything goes well with them, and we hope everything works out in the favor that it needs to work out with. So yeah, man. Just looking from a distance, hoping that works out. Oh man, this was a great show. It was a great show. It's a great show, man. Great show, man. Man, I made it through. We almost there. Ladies and gentlemen, go follow us on our social medias. Ladies and gentlemen, follow us on Instagram and TikTok at The Water Cooler Talk. Follow us on our Twitter at CoolestPod23. Again, that's at CoolestPod23 on Twitter. Ladies and gentlemen, email us at wctpod@gmail.com. Again, that's wctpod@gmail.com. And again, go like, follow, and subscribe to our YouTube page. Search us on YouTube, Water Cooler Talk Podcast. Search us on YouTube at Water Cooler Talk Podcast. Man, we are there, man. Go like, subscribe. We are trying to do this full time. We're trying to bring you content full time. Oh, man. This is what we want to do, man. We enjoy doing this. We enjoy bringing you this content. So please continue following us, coming sitting around the water cooler with us and talking with us, man. Marcus, anything you got to say before we get up out of here, boss, man? This was a great show, man. Anything you got to say?
Man, it's a great show, Nick. I hope you feel better.
Me too.
Congratulations to all the people who signed deals. Ezekiel Elliott, Dalvin Cook. Congratulations to all y'all. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Keep doing y'all thing. I can't wait till the season start. Shout out my people at home, Ski. Shout out South Alabama, all the listeners, California, Texas, Akron, Ohio, whoever listening, man. Just keep listening. We're going to be here every Wednesday. Let's keep doing it.
Man, we appreciate y'all so much. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, man. We appreciate it. Again, man, we are trying to bring y'all content full time, man. Help us out, man. Go like and subscribe to the YouTube page. Continue to download the podcast. Continue to like. Continue to follow the podcast. Subscribe to the podcast. Wherever you get your podcast, man, we are there, man. Oh, man, we thank y'all so much, man. We appreciate you, dog. We love you. We love y'all, man. Again, go follow us on YouTube again at Water Cooler Talk Podcast. Go search Water Cooler Talk Podcast on YouTube, everybody. Oh, man, you know what? Y'all have a good one. No, better yet, y'all have a great one. Y'all be blessed, man. Y'all be blessed. One love.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Water Cooler Talk. Make sure to follow us on our socials on Instagram and TikTok at Water Cooler Talk and on YouTube at The Coolest Pod 23. Also, make sure to like and subscribe on your favorite podcast player so that you never miss an episode.